Thanks. Good morning, good evening, or night, and good night, depending on where you live. And welcome to Toastmasters for Professionals. Before starting, I want to mention a few rules that we follow in our meetings. Please mute yourself if you're not talking. Please turn off your video if you step out of the meeting. Please do not talk about sex, religion, or politics in a manner that offends others. Toastmasters provides a supportive and positive learning experience in which we empower our members to develop communication and leadership skills, which results in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I feel like we haven't had a meeting in a few weeks, so I've missed all of you. I'm glad to be back. And with this, I announce the meeting as open and hand it over to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Catherine Opondo. Thank you.
Thank you so much, DJ. Thank you so much, Guillermo, for welcoming us to this meeting. We feel just as glad as you are to have you in this meeting and to have you lead us. Thank you for your leadership. It really makes a difference to see you at a meeting like this. Toastmasters and guests, welcome to Toastmasters for Professionals. I apologize that I'm not putting my camera on. I'm in the middle of travel and also checking on my daughter's travel. Sorry. So I would like to, first of all, make a few announcements. I'd like to encourage us members of the club, especially officers, to take on our last opening for club officer training is open until the end of this month. I'm going to encourage us to join in. If you would like to volunteer to become a club officer in the next 6 months, please, I encourage you to join even then. And I would also like to encourage us to volunteer time to support the club officer roles. Since we're 6 months term officers, we need your support. You can come in for just a day or two, or you could just give us a week of your service. As members, we encourage that. And so I'm going to ask you, if you are willing, please reach out to myself, reach out to any of us club officers. You are most welcome. Once again, I would like to congratulate our distinguished Toastmaster, Marie Shai King, on her achievement as DTM. Will you please give an applause to Marie Shai King for achieving this award? And it is something coveted by many of us, but indeed, Marie, you deserve it. And we really applaud you for leading the way and leading with aplomb. Congratulations to you, Toastmaster Marie Shai King, on becoming a distinguished Toastmaster. Thank you for serving our club. Thank you for serving our area as area district. And now it is my honor to invite our Toastmaster of the day, who's taking us away with the theme, What Defines You? Toastmaster Rajat Gupta, please take to the podium. Will you please give a warm welcome to Toastmaster Rajat? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Catherine, Madam President, for the wonderful introduction and leading the meeting forward. So, good morning, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. Today, I will be your Toastmaster of the day and the primary anchor point to navigate you through different sections of the today's meeting, which leads me to describe you the 3 sections in which this meeting is divided. We have first section is the prepared speech round, and the next section will be table topics round, and final will be evaluation round. In the prepared speech round, we have 2 prepared speakers who will deliver their speeches, and in table topics round, we have a table topic master who will be giving you topics on which you have to speak for 2 to 3 minutes. And then in evaluation round, our evaluators, speech evaluator will let the speakers know about what went good, what went wrong, what can be improved, some stuff like this. And finally, we have general evaluator who will let us know how overall meeting went. And to further let you know about the details of each role, I like to call out my team players one by one, and so that they can introduce themselves at the same time, describe their role. So for today's meeting, I have four role players. We had Timer Toastmaster Tresha, we have a Grammarian Toastmaster Swati, we have Table Topic Master Toastmaster Guillermo James, and for General Welfare, we have a Distinguished Toastmaster Timari Saikin. So let me call one by one. Toastmaster Trisha, can you briefly explain your role as a timer and how will you gonna describe? Let us know how what is the timing going on. Over to you.
Hi, everybody. So staying on time is super important within the Toastmasters. And today we're going to look at the timers. Hold on just one second. So with the talks, we're going to do green up until 5 minutes, yellow at 6 and 7 minutes will be time up and we'll hit the red. And going for the table topics, it's 1 minute for green, 1.5 minutes for yellow, and red for 2 minutes. And then I'll be involved in the evaluations, green for 1 minute, yellow for 2, red for 3. And thank you so much. Back to you, Mr.
Toastmaster Abdali.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Trisha, for wonderfully explaining the timer your role as a timer. Let's move to our next role player, which is the grammarian. For this, I'd like to call on stage Toastmaster Swati.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajat. Hello, guests, and welcome, my dear Toastmasters. Today, I'm playing the role of grammarian, and as a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening the best usage of language. I'll take notes of any improper language and also any outstanding phrases, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day, and the word of today is prudent. I have dropped the word, definition, and example in the chat. Prudent is like the definition is being cautious and wise. Example sentence: it's prudent to save a portion of your income for emergency fund. So I'll give the grammarian report towards the end of the meeting, and looking for yet another wonderful Toastmaster episode. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Swati, for wonderfully explaining your role. And this meeting is filled with prudent speakers and prudent evaluators. So let's move forward. And for this, I'd like to call on stage our next role player, which is Table Topic Master. For this, I'd like to call on stage Toastmaster James. Stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajat. In table topics, we use the table topics part of our meeting to practice our improvisation skills. And in line with our theme, what defines you, I came up with questions about what defines you specifically. So I look forward to that. And the answers during our table topics last from 1 to 2 minutes. Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Rajat.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster James, for explaining your roles. And with this, I left with my final and last but not the least important role, which is the internal evaluator. For this, I like to call on stage Toastmaster Dimori, so she can explain briefly what she will be looking for us for this meeting.
So good evening, everyone, and thank you for such a warm round of applause. As the general evaluator for the entire meeting, I will be looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly. Needless to say, I will compliment you on the things that you did well. I will gently nudge you on things that should be changed or done in a different manner, and we'll all move forward as we strive to be the best club that there is, and we are there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for Toastmaster Demery, explaining your role and your expectation from us in today's meeting. With this, time has come to formally introduce the theme for today's meeting. So the theme is what defines you. So when we talk about what defines you, it is an introspection. It is the time to look beyond surface, look inside yourself, look inside your experiences, look inside the values you cherish, look inside your passions that you want to follow. So what defines you can be anything, anything that you want to be, anything that has dramatically saved your life. So it is up to you, it is up to your life, it is up to your journey to decide what that things could be that define you. And I think throughout this meeting, we will get ample amount of opportunity to understand, to introspect what has defined our life, what is that one thing or two thing or three things that saved our life. And we have wonderful table topic master today, which whose question will help us introspect that portion. What is that thing that helps us define? But before going to do, let me ask one or two people if they have an adjective for one or two adjective that they can use for themselves or for their life. And for this, I would like to call on stage our guest, Sunil.
If you don't mind, can you repeat your question?
I like to know from you if you have to define your life or your journey, your experience in one or two adjectives. So what one or two adjectives would you like define? Would you use to define your life or your journey, your experiences?
That's a tough question. Can I pass this question and maybe once I hear some other answer, I can give my answer. I'm not saying I'll not give the answer. I just
Yeah,
want to
definitely,
hear
no
others
problem.
and
It's a journey of introspection, so you definitely have time. I'll come back to you. If you find if something clicks you, then you can also put in the chat box. We are
yes.
more than interested to know. So which take me to my next target. For this, I like to call on stage distinguished Toastmaster Deemer. If she can tell us what is the objective for her life.
I'm so glad that you asked me that question, Rajat, because when I joined Toastmasters, I simply joined to take the uhs and ahs out of my speech delivery. And today I am a DTM. So sometimes we set objectives and goals for ourselves, and we become passionate about what it is that we're doing. And we realize that it can affect our entire life. And that's why I stand before you or sit before you as a distinguished Toastmaster. Thank you.
Great. So that is what that defines distinguished Toastmaster Demery's journey. And let's take me one more person. And for this, I like to call on stage our guest Patricia. Can you briefly introduce yourself and if any adjective comes to your mind with regards to your life journey?
So hi, I'm Patricia, and I'm so sorry I'm late. I was rushing to get home, and I'm so sorry about that. This is going to be my first Toastmasters meeting, and yeah, I just wanted to work on my speaking skills and try something new. So thank you so much for having me here. And again, I'm so sorry about being late. When I think about what defines my life, I think that always being open to new experiences like this really helps define my life. I have made some bold decisions, and I think I've grown from that. Like, for example, living in a foreign country, moving to Thailand. I think just being open to new experiences, it definitely helps you grow. And I definitely think that's what defines my life. Yeah, thank you.
Great. So taking bold decision, that is what
Yes.
defines Patricia's life. So let's move straight to our first section of today's meeting, which is the prepared speech round. And our first speaker for today's meeting is Toastmaster Sagar, and his speech is being evaluated by Toastmaster Stephen. I'd like to call on stage Toastmaster Stephen to introduce the speaker and the speech objectives.
Thank you very much, Rajat. Our Toastmaster of the day, getting our meeting started underway. It's my pleasure today to introduce the first speaker, Sagar, and his speech title is Really? From the Pathway of Motivational Strategy, and this is his first speech, Level 1, Project 2. And the duration for his speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, Sagar.
I believe that everyone is using cell phone nowadays. Everyone, I, everyone uses cell phone. Everyone uses WhatsApp, Insta, Gmail, and the entire objective and the entire reason why we use cell phones, Gmail, WhatsApp, Insta, just for that instant communication, as simple as that. It saves our time, it saves our money, it saves our energy, and at the very same time, it saves our efforts as well. And in the similar lines, we have car, we have bikes, we have aeroplanes. Entire objective of all these mediums is to move from one location to another location, and in the minimalistic time. If you ask me the same question 30 years back, how much time it takes for me to move from how much time it takes move from A to B, I would say twice the time it takes right now. In the entire concept of compacting the world or making the communication easy or making the transportation easy, it come across with a very important and a very basic question. In the world of saving time, in the world of saving energy, in the world of saving money, are we really saving time? This is my question to everyone. In the best of my knowledge, I think we are investing way more time on those, applications and the medium than, it is, actually required. A small example here. Almost 30 years back, if I were to communicate something to someone, we had the landlines and we used to have the telephonic conversation of hardly 30-40 seconds about the location, about the place where you are. And at this particular time, I'll see you. And nowadays, in a split of a second, we open up our cell phone and in a blink of an eye, we start our conversation and we are gone with 60 minutes to 90 minutes. I mean, the conversation which could have been done in 30-40 seconds, maybe a minute, now it takes hardly, nowadays it takes, 1 hour, 1.5 hours. And nowadays, on your mobile application, you can book your tickets, you can, and also, also you can book the groceries, and you can do each and everything under the banner of saving time, energy, and money, which I'm highly, against with. The question is really simple. Are we really saving time? Answer is really simple. Absolutely not. We are investing way more time than it is required. And what is the solution? This is the next question. If any one of you thinking that We can move out of this entire ecosystem in a blink of an eye, and that's the only way we can save our time. Absolutely not. The moment you decide yourself not to use the mobile phone, Instagram, YouTube, your Gmail, believe me, you'll be out of your business in no time. And nowadays, all the businesses, all the communication happens on those electronic gadget. If I were to present myself a solution, if I were to present a solution to the government, the solution could have been this. It is completely on the basis of my knowledge and my capabilities and my horizon and my vision. If we can, if we can ban all the cell phones which we have today. I repeat myself once again, if we can ban all the cell phones, see, if you think intelligently, all the applications, all the time which we invest on this application, apart from the communication, is it really useful? I'm talking about TikTok. I'm talking about Instagram. I'm talking about extra hours we spend on Gmail. I'm talking about unnecessary stuff, unnecessary videos and pictures we send, on WhatsApp. I'm talking about all that thing. At the very same time, you can ask me one question that Sagar, I'm willing to send an important bill to my client. I need to click a picture and send it to my client. I have to do it right now. The only medium is WhatsApp, right? I believe 30, 40 years back, transaction used to happen. I believe 30, 40 years back, all the businesses used to happen. And there was no WhatsApp, there was no Gmail, there was no nothing. So it is highly recommended. Okay, recommendation number one. All the cell phones should be banned. And the point number two, as far as the communication is concerned, we should have the same landline, the wired landline back, at our respective places. And recommendation number three, if we have advice number three to the government precisely, if we only in the offices there should be a laptop or the internet connection, or the Wi-Fi. It is the I'm presenting these. I'm presenting these three. I'm presenting these three solutions, and I believe it will. If we implement this, although it's very difficult to implement all those all those measures, but yes, if we really want to save time, it's a it's a high time to it's a high time to apply all those measures. And with this, over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sagar. So, though I believe he suggested some extreme measures, but he definitely articulated very well why the social media we use as a productivity tool can turn out into something productivity sucking tool. So let's see if we don't know whether these initiatives or these recommendations can be implemented, but how was the Toastmaster Saga speech? If you have any recommendation for him or anything, we have 1 to 2 minutes for the chat box, please. So feedback, you can give your feedback privately to Sagar or publicly in chat box. So we have 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes for this. So go on, give your feedback. Great, guys. So I believe we got some great feedback for the Toastmaster Sagar speech, and I think we are good to go for our next speech. And I'll encourage everyone to listen carefully and like start observing, because we are again going to ask for a chat box feedback, and so it's a very important learning as well while we observing another speaker, so we can utilize this not to help the speaker improve, but also we can implement while in the back of mind we were preparing for our own speeches. With this, let's move on to our next speaker, which is Toastmaster Karthik, and his speech is again will be evaluated by none other than Toastmaster Stephen. And I like to again call on stage Toastmaster Stephen to state the objective of the Toastmaster Karthik speech and title. Over to you.
Thank you again, Rajat, our Toastmaster of the day. I get a double header today, and I'm so proud to listen to the next speaker, our speaker number 2, Karthik. And his speech today, the title is Just Go Ahead. It's based on the persuasive influence pathway and his elected project, and it is a level 3 speech. So, Karthik Karavala, just go ahead. To you.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Stephen. A journey of 1,000 miles. Just start with that only one step. Today, I want to talk about how I overcome my challenges, my fears in my life by just going ahead. When my life is full of struggles and when I don't know what decision to be take, one of the best things triggered in my life is to just go ahead. This thing I got from a popular brand Nike, just do it. But not is it every time we have to just go ahead? No, right? Every time you cannot just go ahead. But when you find that small thing that give flavor to your life, that's the right time to just go ahead. Like how a pinch of salt will add a good flavor to your dish, but flavor to your dish. That's the right time when you figure it out. This is the pinch of salt in my life. That's the point you have to just go ahead. When I started to make this decision, I figured out a small thing that is going to help me to restructure my life towards success. I just go ahead. It doesn't matter it's a small opportunity or a very big opportunity. My point is to just grab that opportunity and go ahead. I will share two instances which happened in my life, which helped me to just go ahead and really not feeling any regret of taking these decisions today. After my graduation days, I'm so confused because I don't want to continue in my engineering journey. I just wish to switch my career. I'm not sure what to be taken, which field I should go, because only one thing is very clear in my life. I should not regret for my rest of my life for taking this decision today. I'm struggling so much. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm good at. I don't know what I love. I don't know what world pays for me to sustain my life or to get a financial freedom. At this point, something miracle happened in my life. I found a very good mentor. I don't know till that point, I don't know how a mentor can help in someone's life. I struggled so much, I worked so hard, I researched so much and found that one person who can help me to achieve my career goals, my financial goals in my life. After finding this only one person, I just go ahead. He's like a pinch of salt in my whole career who added very good flavor in my life. He made me to start with Ikigai, a famous Japanese technique, which really helps you to identify what do you love it, what people want from you, what pays you, what you're good at, and so many amazing things in it. And with that first step, my journey started to grow to move towards marketing. This taking this decision, I did not felt any regret. In fact, I had a very good opportunity to meet very wonderful people in my life where I even assumed, okay, I will be meeting these wonderful people in my life. That's the beauty of taking the decision, just going ahead when you find that right thing in your life. Now I wish to share my second place in my life where I just go ahead. That's Toastmasters. In early 2023, I started my journey of Toastmasters because, as say my mentor said me, Karthik, you has to become a good public speaker. That's one of the important parameters in your marketing field. Okay, but I'm so much introvert. I'm so shy guy. I'm not sure whether I can deliver my speech. In early 2023, I took my subscription in the same club, Toastmasters for Professionals, but it took me literally 6 months to give my first speech. Literally 6 months. Something miracle happened at some point, same time. She has one of the member from this wonderful Toastmaster asked me, Karthik, just go ahead and deliver your first speech. I gathered all my courage and delivered my first speech. The wonderful people here gave a very good response that really encouraged me to just take it forward. Now I am in my level 3. From level 1 to level 3, I just came because of the encouragement in this wonderful club. Before starting, I'm not sure because in my native language, I can speak something. But in this wonderful Toastmaster Professionals Club, there are so many people who are internationally recognized club. How can I deliver my speech? This is the first barrier which taught me for 6 months. But that pinch of salt, how this pinch of salt will give a great flavor. That Sheha's words on that day really impact me and made me to remove my blog and just go ahead. These are the two incidents which there are many more incidents in my life which I started to just go ahead when I found that one thing right in my life. So in many instances, these are the top two best things which I wish to share here. And thank you for actively listening to my speech. I hope you feel inspired with my speech and take and figure it out that what is the small thing that change in your life, and you will also just go ahead. Thank you, Toastmasters. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Karthik, for wonderful speech. And I must say it was a prudent decision. You decided to go ahead with your journey to marketing and your journey to go ahead with your speeches. So it was a prudent decision. But this, I'll again urge every one of our members to give feedback to Toastmaster Karthik in private or in person or in public chat. So time is all yours. 1 to 2 minutes. Start typing your feedback and let Karthik know how his speech went, how he can improve in his next speech. I think Toastmaster Karthik must be receiving some feedback.
Yes.
In the meantime, I like to say something like I sometimes feel that giving feedback in 1 or 2 minutes is a very short amount of time. So what I do, like I start already typing as I was listening to the speech, and you can also do the same so that when the 1 to 2 minutes come, you just can refine your feedback and send it. So that is what I feel. So in the meantime, you have still more minutes because we are 2 minutes ahead of our schedule, and I like to use these 2 minutes to know more adjectives about our members. And let me call our timer to know what is 1 or 2 adjectives that defines her journey, her life. Toastmaster Trisha, would you like to say that adjective with us?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
What is the adjective, 1 or 2 adjective that defined your journey or that defines your future aspirations?
Oh, great. So mine is that I'm thinking a lot about the difference between being a speaker and a thought leader. often in Toastmasters, I see people giving motivational speeches, but what's the difference between a speaker and a thought leader? And I think that I like to reflect on my favorite authors like Malcolm Gladwell or those kind of authors, and I'm like, how can I be more like them and craft my own speaking around bigger ideas than personal narratives and motivational things. So anyway, that's just something that's been on my mind lately. Thank you. Back to you.
Great. So thought leader, that is what defines Toastmaster Teresa's journey. And so let's, Sunil, Toastmaster Sunil, I'll again coming to you. I think you must have found some adjective for your journey. Would you like to
Yeah.
share now?
So this is how I'll define myself, right? I'm extremely introvert person, right? And this has become a hurdle in my career growth. This is what I have been seeing for last couple of years. And I have been told by folks that I should try Toastmaster, but for various reasons, I was always delaying it. And I'm glad that finally I took this journey. And after hearing Toastmaster Karthik speak, right, I'm very, very, very keen on participating in my next speaking event.
Great. Finally, we got to know that the word, the adjective, the introvert from my introverted Sunil, that he's
Hopefully,
an
yeah.
introvert person. But
Hopefully it will become was, right?
yeah, definitely. We are actively looking for. So just come regularly to our meetings, join and start giving speeches. We would love to hear how your journey goes from is to was.
Yeah.
And before going to our next round, I'll like to hear from one of our guests uh, before just moving forward. For this, let me call if Aswar would like to say something. Aswar, are you with us?
Yes, nice to meet you all. I'm here for the very first time as well. This is my very first Toastmaster session altogether. Thank you for the welcome here. It's wonderful listening to all of you. An adjective for my life, I think would be fun or adventure seeker. I like to give myself challenges, and recently in my career, I've realized my thoughts tend to waver and wander quite a lot. I need to find more structure into what I'm saying. And yeah, so I'm hoping to learn from you all.
Great, Aswadya. So it is challenge seeker, adventure seeker for Aswadya. And Toastmaster is a journey full of adventures. You can continue, you can join our club or any other club. You can start delivering speech and you find a lot of adventures in your journey. So with this lot of adjectives coming out, let's move straight into our next round, which is the table topic round, and it is hosted by none other than our beloved Toastmaster, Toastmaster James. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajat. In this table topics part of the meeting, I want everyone to participate. And for the guests, not only do the members get to participate, but everyone here gets to participate. In this part of the meeting, we practice our improvisation skills. And the way it works is I give you a question and you answer it. Please speak for 1 to 2 minutes. You know, use this safe space, use this opportunity to practice. We don't have right or wrong answers. Use it to think on your feet. And to volunteer, you may either speak up or raise your hand. So I have my questions ready. Please raise your hand, speak up. Otherwise, I call on people if I don't see anyone. So go ahead, everyone. Come on, come on. Dee Marie, thank you. I have a question for you. Dee Marie, if you could live one day of your life over again, what day would you choose? Please go ahead.
There was a time when I was asked the table topics question, and the table topics master said, I want you to think how you would act if you were a cricket. I said, what? We're all being given emojis, and I'm giving you that of a cricket. How would you behave? I became so frustrated and flabbergasted at just the question that I lashed out at him and said, how dare you think that I could make as much noise as a cricket? Now, if I had to do that over again, I wouldn't be that lambastic. I think I would be more prudent, and I wouldn't be as loud and disruptive. But the idea that he thought that I could be a cricket, and I ended it by saying, the only emoji that I could see myself being at this moment is Pac-Man, because I would want Pac-Man to come across the screen and do his classic little bite and eat up the noisy cricket. Now, I know that didn't sound very good. I had a lot of violence involved, Pac-Man eating the cricket and yelling at the table topics master. So if I had that to do over again, I think I would say something like, really? You want me to be a cricket? Okay. Doesn't that sound better? Thank you, Mr. James.
Thank you, Dee Marie, for that answer. I want to say that I do like when you make noise because I like it when you give speeches. So so don't stop making noise. And also I want to say congratulations on your distinguished Toastmasters achievement.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. This is a wonderful club for the guests who are here. Absolutely a wonderful club. They welcome you and they support you, and that is wonderful.
You deserve that award so much, so I applaud you. Now, someone please raise your hand, either like this or through Zoom. Speak up. Stephen, I see you. Thank you for volunteering. I have a question for you. Dr. Stephen Bowie, what chances do you wish you had taken? Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master. Can you say that question again? What chances?
Yes, what chances do you wish you had taken?
What chance do I wish I have taken? That's a really interesting question. And from today's speech from Karthik, it really inspires me to take all the chance that I could take. But now thinking back, life is full of opportunity. And if I had to do it over again, the chance that I was given that I did not take was, I remember when I was about 10 years old, my mother gave me a choice of guitar lesson. Hey, you can take a guitar lesson if you want to, I will pay for it. Or if not, that's fine. And I look back, I wished I had taken Karthik's prudent advice to say, just go ahead and do it, because I was nervous and I didn't do it. And now this is my goal when I retire, is I want to learn how to play the guitar. That's my goal, and I will get to do it over again. This is my second chance. Back to you, Table Topic Master Guillermo.
Thank you, Dr. Bowie, for that answer. Stick around on this club because so you can give us a concert with your guitar, you know, in some years. I want to listen to that. Volunteers, please. Someone raise your hand for a question. Thank you, Rajat. Oh, and then Karthik. Rajat and then Karthik. Rajat, What valuable life lesson did you learn from your parents? Go ahead, please.
Okay, what valuable lesson did I learn from my parents? Yes, definitely. So talking about my journey, or as I think about my journey, it was like a kind of roller coaster ride. During my childhood, I struggled with financial insecurities. At the same time, my father used to run a very small grocery shop, and it was kind of in very dilapidated condition. And we used to think whether it would last next day or not. So in such instances, my father always used to say that we must spend our money. We must spend our money very frugally, because we never know what bad time or it can come, what kind of bad time can come, and we might not have enough money if the situation is not in favor. So the one advice that always remained in my head was from my father's words was spend your money frugally. And even if you want to spend money on your your passions, or sometimes we spend we call it not so discretionary our expenses, like going on a track or going for a foreign vacation, then better plan for it than going for a random purchase or going for random trip. So that is the one advice that still I utilize, and it has paid me a lot, because just few meetings back we were talking about we were discussing our financial planning and like this fire thing, and it is very important. If really I want to achieve this, I must save frugally at the same time aggressively. So that is the thing that stick to me from my parents' advice. Over to you, James.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajat, for that answer. I have slacked with my own savings, so thanks for giving that advice. Yeah, thank you. It feels like the universe wanted to tell me something. So, Karthik, yes. What lesson did you learn the hard way? Please go ahead.
Thank you, Gigi. It's a very interesting question. What lesson did I learn in hard way? I strongly believe when universe want to teach you something, doesn't matter, it will teach you. First, it starts with small. If you don't listen, it will increase its impact. If you don't listen, still, it will keep on increasing its impact until you find that you learn that lesson. In my life, taking the good decisions will really impact you, like choosing your friend circle. It's the initial days of my life, I used to be in a very bad friend circle where only gossips. That really impacted my career for some extent. After that, life really taught me, no, this is not where you have to be. You have to choose everything very smartly, and you have to take decisions very which helps you in your career. So this is the very biggest lesson which I learned in my life. Over to you, Mr. G.
Thank you, Karthik. Yes, recognizing one's own mistakes takes a lot of courage, and because it hurts, you've acted a certain way and those actions took you to a certain place, and then you don't want to backtrack and lose progress, right? It feels bad, but on the long run, it helps to recognize one's own mistakes. Thank you for your answer, Karthik. I see we have a volunteer, Avik. I have a question for you. What do you think about when you lie awake in bed? Please go ahead.
Pardon, once again, I didn't get you.
Yes. What do you think about when you lie awake in bed?
Lie awake in?
Let me type it in chat. Just
Yes, please. Yes, please.
there we go. What do you think about when you lie awake in bed?
Fine. So I think this is a very interesting topic for me. Thank you for asking this question. When I just lie awake in bed, the first thing I think that, I just can come to the reality, because in sleep at times I work very hard in the daytime. So when I go to the sleep, I just get into the deep sleep mode. So when I come back to the normal, reality, I just try to absorb the reality versus the dream I was in. And that absorption doesn't become very easier for me at times, because a lot of times, mind gets distracted at the very initial time, and then that is the ideal time, I think, to take charge of your mind and take control of your mind. And that's how I just try to practice my mindfulness. And just at the very beginning, when I just wake up, first of all, I think that uh, I try to keep myself away from the, any kind of thought that can disturb my mind, starting from newspapers, starting from social media. And just I try to take charge of my mind. I just try to make some affirmations which can make myself even stronger for the day, make my intention ready for the day. And that's how I prepare myself to start a bold day for, any of my days when I wake up. Thank you.
Thank you, Avik. I like that answer. I've never thought about meditating before you go to sleep, but maybe I wanna try that one day. Toastmaster Teresa, do we have time for more? Oh, let me just check the agenda really quickly.
I think we just reached our limit, so it is about 8. It should be completed by 8. So I think we are just on the time.
Okay, well, thank you everyone who participated. Hopefully everyone who didn't get to participate gets to in our next meeting. So thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Rajat.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day, Table Topic Master of the day. So it was a wonderful session, and I encourage everyone to give huge round of applause to our Table Topic Master, Toastmaster James. So to choose topics so prudent. With this, I think it's time for a group photo. So please, everyone, open your cameras. Let us see your smiles, and so that I can click a very good picture of all of you, and let it save in my memory lane or in our archive. Smile. Great. I think we have a lot of smiley faces. Great. So with this, let's quickly jump into our third section, which is the evaluation round. And for this, we will start with speech evaluation. And for this, Toastmaster Stephen has a lot of hard work to do now. He's double acting, evaluating 2 speeches. So I'll ask Toastmaster Stephen to take the stage and start delivering his evaluation for Toastmaster Sagar's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rajat. It was a wonderful speech that we as an audience get to hear from Sagar, and this is his first evaluation and feedback speech. I really like how you start your speech with a lot of energy and engaging, friendly smile. That's really helped connecting the audience. It just warms up the room. I really appreciate that. And I like how you approach your speech with the format of problem solution approach. It makes it very easy for us to follow. And I also like how you share your perspective. And I'll comment on that a little bit more later. But I want to congratulate you on being brave and giving your speech. One of the things that I think could help improve your speech is that when I notice when you're rushing, that's when you run into, run into a problem of like repeating. And I think I run into this problem as well. One of the way to help with this is to slow down. I think when we slow down, it seems that things are going so fast in our head. And if we pause, then it might look unnatural. But to us as the audience, you pausing a second or two to recompose yourself, it just looked very natural. It's in my head sometimes. It looks unnatural, but it is fine. And but I liked how you recover and resume your thoughts. So that was good. The other suggestion that can really engage with the audience more is because I only get to see half of your hand. So like right now, I'm using my hand gesture with only half. But if I step back, I can use my body language and my hand gesture a little bit better. So if you can either zoom out or step back, that'll allow the audience to connect with you a little bit more. Really, I love how creative you are in terms of using your speech to make people think. Your solution might be outrageous, but it is very impactful. It helped the audience think of ways that we never thought of before. So I really enjoy that, and I thought that makes your speech very impactful. So I would like, this is your first part of the evaluation and feedback, I would looking forward to your next speech, which is taking this evaluation and feedback and to improve your speech. So looking forward to hearing your next speech, Sagar. Okay, and I guess I will go ahead with our second speech. And Toastmaster Kartik, congratulations on your wonderful speech. I've seen you spoke before, and you really pay attention to feedback, and you actually applying the feedback. And this is so wonderful. This is a fun, wonderful format for Toastmaster to improve ourselves because of these feedback sessions that allow us to recognize things that we can work on. And so I want to congratulate you on how much you had improved from your last speech. So things I really enjoy, the title, just go ahead, short and sweet. It drives you right into the topic. And you did a great job of not only introducing the topic, but you start your speech with a quote, a journey of 1,000 miles start with a single step. And I really like that quote, and it's very relatable to your speech because when you're able to expand on it, it really helped the transition, helped with the connection. And I like how you use your example. You use not just one, two example that is very engaging and inspiring. How impactful it is for you to have the mentor. You mentioned things that have changed your life. And the second thing is overcoming your fear. It helped inspire us to overcome our fear as well. And one of the things that I recommend to and can challenge and help you improve your speech is kind of tie it all at the end, because while your speech is very inspiring and impactful, you know, the next step would be challenging your audience. What is the call of action to the audience? What are you looking for? Or what are the questions that you want to leave the audience with? So that will help us not forgetting your speech. It will be, your speech will be stuck in our head. So that's it. That's all the things that I can think of that can really improve your speech, because you really truly using your whole frame to use your body language, and your vocal variety has improved so much as well. So back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Rajat.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Stephen, for two wonderful evaluation. I think you just give a very actionable point, not just for speakers, but for people like me who are just silently listening to you and your advices. I think it is great to implement these feedback, like taking the pause, and at the same time, where I'm also like trying to add this call of action, because it is very important to like add call of action, because that is what uh, leaves the speaker with that one thought, is a way to like leaving the speaker with that one single thought you can use to summarize your speech. Great. Thank you, Toastmaster Stephen, for this evaluation. With this, let me call on stage to submit reports for our role players. And for this, I'd like to call on stage our grammarian first. Grammarian Toastmaster Swati, would you like to share your speech with report, grammarian report?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Rajat. I am back with my report. Do I have share rights?
You can get the share rights.
Give
It's
me
right there.
1 second, please.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, I hope my screen is visible. So the word of the day was used by 4 Toastmasters of the day. I thank them for using the word of the day. Rajat used 4 times, Vincent used once in the chat, Toastmaster Demery used once, Toastmaster Dr. Stephen used it once. And interesting quotes, words of the day was like a quote from Karthik's speech, that is, journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And he also quoted Nike's slogan, that's just do it. Toastmaster GJ said saying called think on one speed, which is like without much planning or thoughts, just to act impromptly. And interesting choice of words. Toastmaster Rajat used articulated, which means to express fluently or coherently. Toastmaster Demery used flabbergasted, greatly surprised or astonished. Toastmaster Rajat used debilitated, its meaning is weak. Toastmaster GJ used slacked, which means hang loose. Usages that could be better is, we don't have much, but only few have noted down. So there was a place where instance was used for in place of instances, and go ahead, went ahead. It's like go ahead was used multiple times, where it should be went ahead. Like when I found my pinch of salt, I went ahead instead of I go ahead. I am so much introvert. No, it's not so much introvert. It's I'm so introverted, or I mean I'm extremely introvert person. That also works. And the question, what chance you wish you have taken, could be put better in what chance do you wish you had taken? That's all. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It was a wonderful meeting, and our organizing team was prudent enough to coordinate this meeting well and on time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Swati, for sharing this wonderful grammarian report. You really put the effort to like observe and all the things you are. I would must say you are a very great listener, and you really pick the points and the good points as well as the points of improvement, and really put into it into a wonderful report. Thanks for that, and kudos. With this, let's move on to our next role player, which is the timer. Toastmaster Shrestha is already shared with in the chat all the times, but still if you want to say something, over to you, Toastmaster Station.
Thank you so much, everybody, for staying on time and making things move smoothly, and so smoothly that we actually had time for extra questions. So Rajat, how amazing was that? And so we've got our speaker, Sagar, who was at 7 minutes and 50 seconds. And Kartik was at 6 minutes and 38 seconds. Table topics, everybody qualified with Dee Marie at 1 minute and 20, Dr. Stephen 1 minute and 35, Rajat at 1 minute 53, Kartik at 1:25, Avik at 1 minute 24, and for the evaluations, both of them, one at 2 minutes and 6 seconds and the other one at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So thanks everybody. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Fresa, for reiterating your report to us, and it was great to listen. Almost everyone was on time. With this, let's move to our next role player, one of the most important one in terms of getting feedback, not for individuals, but as in terms of overall meeting as well. For this, I like to call on stage distinguished Toastmaster Dee Marie, who is the general evaluator for today's meeting. Over to you.
So as I stated at the beginning, I would observe everything that went on in the meeting today or tonight, this evening, this morning, depending on where you are. And what I am attempting to do is to give a prudent assessment of the meeting. It was very professional, and we lived up to our name as being Toastmasters for Professionals. And I noted that we had 2 visitors who said they had never attended a Toastmasters meeting before. This is a prime example of what you can expect from this club. Because in our evaluations, I noticed that Dr. Stephen was very thoughtful in both of his evaluations. And that is how we strive in Toastmasters, and especially at Toastmasters for Professionals. We want you to understand what you did well, what you can improve on, but we don't do it in a way that is intimidating, and we're not trying to embarrass anyone. So we're here to help with that person's growth as a speaker. Our table topics were on point. They were in keeping with the theme, which today's theme was, what defines you? And each question that James asked had to do with your definition of who you are. Where do you think you are in life? Those were great table topics questions. Our timer did a super job by raising her hand, which meant that everyone who needed to see what the time was knew to look at the upper left-hand corner of their screen, and there she was. So that always helps. The TMOD added small tidbits in between different segments of the meeting that had to do and was in keeping with the theme. And he was actually asking various members of the club to respond to their goals and objectives in life and how they would handle that. Anytime you can take the theme and weave it throughout the meeting, it makes the meeting so much more meaningful. We did a very professional job. Everything was on point. I had made 2 notations of things that I thought that I would suggest for growth or things that we needed to change. And in the process of the meeting, those 2 things were worked out. So we had a phenomenal meeting. I want to congratulate everyone. And I want to say welcome to the guest, and please feel free to come back again. And I rest my mic.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dee Marie, for sharing your insights, your feedback to us, and it was great to listen to you. So I think we just reached our end of the meeting, and we completed all the section, and it was just great to have in this meeting and listen to all of you. And I think when it comes to the team, what defines you, I think I believe that we must got some level of thought process to basically look inwards and try to like find what things that can define us. And why it is important to basically know what defines us, because because I heard somewhere history is the mirror of the future, and it certainly can, because if we know what defines us, we can utilize this kind of information to shape our future journey, our future aspiration. If we want to improve, we can improve. If we want to build on our existing quality, we can utilize as well. Or if we want the consistency as well, in from our past to our future, we can utilize the same as well. So I think getting to know yourself is very important. And if you are not able to do this in the meeting, I'll call you and urge you to go home and sit back, relax in a alone room and try to think what defines your life. So that was pretty much from my side as a Toastmaster of the day. And I'd like to hand over the stage to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Catherine. But I'd like to check whether she's available or not because she was in hospital. So give me a second or a minute to check with her.
Well, while we're waiting, Rajat, I want to thank you for running a very efficient meeting today and thank everyone for your participation. It makes my night a lot better because, it's almost 11 o'clock at night and, being on time and everything else, it just makes it easy and help, me stay awake as well. So thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Stephen, for sharing your feedback, your feeling about the meeting. And I think I texted Catherine 2 minutes back, but she might be busy. So let me take this forward and ask our members and guests how they felt about the meeting. And for this, let me call on stage the guest we are left with. Aswaja, would you like to share something? What did you feel about your first Toastmaster meeting? Are you excited to join us? Toastmaster Aswaja, guest Aswaja. Aswaja, are you with us? I think she's not with us. Let's move to Sunil. I think he's ready to join now because he's Sunil. What do you feel about now? Are you ready to change your journey from east to west to east?
Yeah,
Was.
definitely. The
Yeah.
fact that I attended this meeting, it was the first hurdle that I cleared, right? I just need to continue attending it. And then I would definitely love to participate in upcoming events. The more I participate, I'm sure that things will improve for me.
Great, Toastmaster guest Sunil, and I like to call you Toastmaster Sunil because that is what my habit of like calling people in Toastmaster meetings. So come join us very soon. Okay,
Sure.
great. Let's move to Patricia. How she felt about the meeting?
I thought it was great. I thought it was really cool to see everybody do their speeches and everything, and it's so organized and it's so cool, all the different segments and roles. I thought it was really great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much, Patricia, for sharing your feedback to us. And like I've shared my number, and if any one of you like to connect, you can note down that number. You can connect with me. I can connect you with our vice president membership. He can like give you all the advice and can navigate you through your Toastmaster journey. So any one of you would like to connect with me, you can like note down my number and connect to me anytime. I will text you. Okay. So with this, let's talk about if someone else would like to say something. Time, Patricia, would you like to say something? Because you were telling that time is kind of the role that you do not usually enjoy. So would you like to say something? How it went?
So Rajat is new in his role and he has been assigning me roles that are challenging me on purpose. And today I realized this role I've been avoiding isn't so bad. So you win. Thank you for challenging me. I appreciate it, even though I was very angry for 2 weeks. But
I think, yes, carry on.
it just goes to show taking on a challenge, even if you think you don't want to do it, like you can surprise yourself. So thank you very much.
Great. I think we must face our demons at least once, so we know that it is not that demon anymore. So with this, I think we talked to everyone. If anyone would like to share, Vincent, I left with.
Yes, we haven't talked to Vincent. I was going to
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah. Vincent, would you like to say
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, it's really great today. Really organized as well, and yeah, topics are really interesting for me. Although I don't have opportunity to talk because I don't get really used to embrace something like what is called like dynamic state, to embrace something new spontaneously, something like that. But I'll overcome it someday. Yeah, I think that's all.
Great. You can utilize this opportunity if any adjective that came to your mind while we were discussing. Would you like to share that adjective now, if you have, about what defined your life and how you want to use it to save your future?
Oh, what if I not? Okay. I think what defined my life is like really back then during COVID 2020, I resigned from a job because I work in a metropolis capital city in Indonesia, but I resigned because a lot of citizens that ignores the COVID protocols. So in order to better safety for my life, I decided to back to my hometown. And then in my hometown, I tried to explore myself, take a lot of time, maybe around 1 year or more. Maybe that's the best thing I've ever had. Yeah, so I know that I know what are my strengths and weakness, but in the end, I feel like loneliness because I need to find some mentor to guide my path. So I think until right now, that defines my life. I think is to find the best mentor in my life so I can get my life more organized. Yeah, I think thank you.
Thank you, Vincent, for sharing this. I think COVID were
Yeah.
unpredictable time when we all realized something new in our life, something new in ourselves. And I'm happy you also utilized this unpredictable time to understand what you want to do or what you would like to pursue in your life. It's great to listen to you. But this, I think, floor is still open for the next 3 to 4 minutes. Everyone would like to speak can speak, or you can like chit chat and network. Yes.
To say for Vincent, you do know that we have mentors with Toastmasters, right? And what I have found about mentors, the mentors with Toastmasters are designed primarily to help you with your speech and your leadership skills, but all kinds of things can happen when you find somebody that you relate to, and then they begin to relate to you. And somewhere along the way, something that Toastmasters has to offer may spark something inside you, a passion or direction. So keep in mind the fact that Toastmasters has mentors, and I would be glad to work with anyone. And I rest my mic.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, I think I don't have any questions right now, but yeah, I'm glad to maybe have a like private message to you, Miss Dimana Shaking. I think, yeah, maybe next meeting. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Because I was listening to you speak, and you were hesitant, and it sounded, when you said lonely, I am a psychiatric registered nurse by profession, and I understand the value I understand the value of just being able to talk to someone and to have someone listen to what you're saying. To have someone to talk to that's not prying, they just want you to be able. Sometimes when you lay things out, when you speak them out, things that have seemed like they were so troubling, and once you speak them into being, you can get a better vision of what it is that's going on inside your head. And when you speak them out, they're out there for you to deal with. And then you can decide, wow, I hadn't even thought about that. But just by talking it out, sometimes you can work it into a situation that's much more manageable than you thought it was. But yes, I'll be glad to work with you. If you can put your email or some kind of connection point in the chat, I'll be glad to reach out to you.
I think I suddenly come up to one question. May I know what how do you come up an idea spontaneously when to speak like uncertainties of topics, like you never met this, you met a question that you never experienced before, but how do you answer it if you don't really know how you come up with an idea? That's what I really struggle right now, actually.
So Vincent, one of the things that will help you with that immensely is our impromptu speaking. The 1 to 2 minute table topics that we just did. Each week we have table topics, and each week the set of table topics come from a different part of our lives or a different perspective. And you have time, before you start answering the question, you have like 10, 20 seconds to think about how you want to answer that question. And then you begin to give your answer. It's required that you talk for 1 minute, no longer than that. But if you want to go on and talk for 2 minutes, that's great. And you have 30 seconds to stop so that it will qualify for a correct answer. But what Table Topics has done for me, you know how you go out to a get together after work, everybody goes out and say, oh, let's go to a restaurant or whatever. And everybody's gathering around and they're all talking about things. And if you want to feel like you're a part of that conversation, Table Topics will help you learn how to listen to what they're saying for just a few minutes. And then you can start adding some meaningful content to what everybody else is saying. So Table Topics helps to take you out of your fearful place and put you someplace else. It's a wonderful way to do that, and you get to do it here at the club in a safe space. And oh my goodness, I cannot tell you what that will do for you and your self-confidence. So that's a great way to start.
Yeah.
And you get to see examples of 5 to 10 other people doing it. So you can see what other people will do and role model from that. Say, oh, that was a good idea. I want to do that too. That was nice.
Oh. Yeah, but
and I noticed you when we were doing the table topics. It also helps to raise your hand, okay, and volunteer. I mean, it's scary because you don't know what you're going to say or how you're going, what your question is going to be. But if you raise your hand and volunteer, you won't know if you can do it until you try. And you only have to talk for 1 minute. And at that point, you can just clam up and go, wow, I made it to 1 minute and stop. But you might find that you're so much more comfortable than you thought you would be that you actually talk for 2 minutes. Okay?
Okay. Gladly. Okay, thank you. Gladly.
Thank you,
Yeah,
everyone.
gladly we'll do in the next meeting.
Yeah, so if you would like to drop, you can drop. This was a great meeting, and Toastmaster Trace has shared a YouTube link. You can go to that link about importance of talking to strangers. As he's a TEDx talker, this video might help you, and you can connect with Trisha for follow-up questions.